Desire, my wife Lily Desire. She currently not here right now, but she'll join us for another episode. And my baby girl Naomi Desire, my bundle of joy. But yeah, I mean, from Orlando, born and raised, 30 years old, Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Pisces. But yeah, dad is Haitian, mom Bahamian, Haitian Bahamian American, because I was born in America, yeah, so that would make me Haitian Bahamian American. Yeah, I know I'm kind of like a mutt, but yeah, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it fell on my heart to really talk about manhood and what manhood means. And I mean, to different people, it might mean different things according to your upbringing or your example of a man who you seen was raised around, or a man who you look up to, whatever the case may be. But I just want to talk about my example of manhood. As a man, it can get tough sometimes because we taught to always keep everything in. If you speak, if you vent too much, it's sort of seen as acting like a female, or whatever the case may be. So we tend to internalize everything. And I'm starting to learn how to vent because it's my first time being married. It's about to be a year in March. So yeah, so now you got somebody who is like, you got to vent to. If you don't, it's like they looking at you like, what's wrong, or whatever the case may be. It's new to me, but I'm getting used to it, and it's great having a best friend and somebody who you know really care about how you feeling and care about your goals or whatever the case may be. But as a man, I just want to let you guys know, like, first let me tell you about me. Born and raised in Orlando, wasn't always the best person, wasn't always a saint, whatever you might call. Been to jail a couple times. Used to smoke weed, gave that up. Nothing wrong with smoking weed. If that's what you choose to do, you choose to do. Drink beer every now and then, might drink a couple hard drinks. So I wouldn't say I'm a square, but I still know how to have fun, but I know how to do it in moderation now. And I feel like that's the big thing that was really slowing me down from my progress. Like right now, I'm having a Corona. Yeah, Corona. I'm a Corona guy. You know what I'm saying? Corona. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so yeah, I just had to grow up and sit down and ask myself what I want. Look at my environment, the people around me, and had to ask myself. I know sometimes it might hurt, but does this go together with what you want for life? Like, if you want to be a businessman, you want to be successful, is you going to jail, is you trying to sell this, do that, is that going to coincide with each other? Does that fit with each other? And I always knew it didn't, but I always felt like I could do both. Why I can't have one foot in, one foot out? But as you get older, it's like, now when you start to take L's, whether it's going to jail, whether it's you investing in something that don't go right. Now you got a family, a wife. It's not just you, a daughter. It's like L's no longer looked at as like, I'll bounce back. It's like, damn, bro, that could have really helped my family out. So like, that's the phase that I really had to get through and fight through. And like right now I can say I'm comfortable. Like, I changed my whole environment. I can actually say I'm a businessman. You can look my LLC up. Like, I'm doing great. I mean, I can't say it's easy. There's times where it's hard. There's times where I gotta get up at 6 in the morning, 3 in the morning to go clean up something, go clean up a job site, whatever the case may be. But I love it. It's mine. I might have to clean a toilet, but it's for my business. Whatever the case may be. And younger, I could say I never see myself as owning a cleaning company, but I can say it's starting to provide for my family in ways that I never thought was possible. For me putting in 40 hours on a regular job, I can put in maybe 40 hours and make 4 times what I make on a regular job, and that's one job site. So it's like, it's paying off. It wasn't easy. It was, you had to stay persistent. Like my first job site, I think that was probably maybe $230 a month. $230 a month. So now I'm telling my wife, like, believe in this dream, babe. It's finna work. It's finna work. And I'm making $230 a month for maybe 6 months. But I can't say my wife always believed. Like, she never really made me feel bad or try to put me down, whatever the case may be. She always stuck by my side. And as long as I seen the vision, she seen the vision also. And I kept pushing. I kept trying to make it work. Like, oh man, one client, this ain't finna do in the back of my head, like, this ain't gonna work. But every time I try to, like, let me try something else. Somebody might call for a one-time clean or one-time service, and that'll, like, motivate me a little bit. And it's like, okay, that was right on time, that quick 300. That was right on time, unexpected, okay. Let me put the glove back on, let me keep fighting. So I just kept stuck to it, kept fighting or whatever the case may be. And then my wife, mom, like, I always grew up in the church, but I kind of strayed away because my sisters, like, if you look at my sisters and you look at me, two totally different people. Like, my sister, one married to a Marine, one just got a degree. So it's like, and you look at me, went to school, played football, got in kind of trouble, didn't finish that, started my degree, didn't finish that. So I was always like the person who known as didn't finish. I always had all the great potential. People seeing potential in me. I mean, Coach said, all I want is a truck from you, but it's just, I always try to keep one foot in, one foot out. I could never be fully dedicated to almost anything. And then one day on the porch, my wife, mom, was just talking to me about God, and I let her know that I knew God, but I really never really sat down and read the Bible, really never. I knew of him. I really never got to know him. I knew of him. So they would be fasting and all this, and I don't know, it was just on my heart to really put forth the effort and, like, just really try, like, just I was curious. Like, everybody talk about God, everybody talk about how great he is, everybody talk about how he answered prayers. I mean, he answered my prayers, but it's like, yeah, he answered them, but it's like, I didn't know him personally. So my wife's like, she real big on the word. She fast, she pray every night. So she kind of nurtured me into being the man I am today. Like, now I let God lead the way. God lead. Now I'm about to start fasting. I'm not gonna say when because it's private to me, but yeah, now I know how to fast. Now I know how to make things happen. But things didn't start popping off until I really put it in God's hands and really, you know what I'm saying, letting God lead. Like, I really let God lead now, and that's when things start to really pop off. And if things don't work, you're comfortable with it not working. You're not, why did this work? Why didn't this happen? Because you know who leading you. So if you really wanted this and it didn't work out, it's like, when you know you're not in control, you're not really so big on the why, because it's like, okay, what you was saving me from something, or that wasn't the route that you wanted me to take. And it might be 2 weeks later where it'll be like, oh, I see what you was trying to do, God, I got it, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, so fast forward to me knowing God, I got to know God, started fasting, started writing down what I wanted and things like that. So once I started doing that, I got my first big contract. That was enough to really cover rent and cover a little bit more. So that kind of kept me going, locked him in for a year, happy with me, loving my work. And it's no stress to me. It's like easy. Like, imagine doing something that you like to do, that's providing for your family, that's not too strenuous on about it. You might have to get up early, and it's dedication. Like, it's 7 days a week, Christmas time, New Year's, I don't care. I gotta get up, sick, not sick, car not working, car working, you better make it up. I mean, long as you willing to stick with it and you really love it and you see the long-term vision, it shouldn't be hard. But yeah, so I got my first client, and now I'm working on maybe my third client. So I'm headed places to making figures a month that I never even thought. I ain't gonna say it was possible, but I always hear about it, but I didn't think I would be doing that. And to say a few months from now I'll be shattering goals that I set for myself maybe 3 months ago. And it didn't start happening until I started letting God lead. So with that being said, I just want to say, whatever you're doing in life, I don't know if you know God, you do, you don't, whatever the case may be, like, just get to know him, like, just get to know him. Just pray and really try to get in the word. I'm a believer, so I can't sit in here and say I got lucky. It was all on my own. I went out there, I beat the pavement, I got my first time. I can't say that because I started off trying to do that. I started off with that. I ended up getting 320 a month. That ain't enough to cover light bill. It ain't enough to cover food for me. Like, but when I started letting God lead, I started making money to cover rent. Rent, like, covered, like, easy. And that's just 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. Like, come on, man. And I'm reaching heights that I never thought I'd reach. And another big thing, like, also God taught me to, like, let go. He got it. Like, somebody might do something to you and you want to get back, you want to get even, you want to do this, you want to do that. Because where I'm from, I'm from the streets. I grew up around the streets. I know what the streets like, nigga. You do something to me, I'm gonna want to do something to you 10 times worse. So, like, I few people hurt me where I wanted to, like, get even, but no lie, I ain't gonna speak on the person, speak on the situation. So somebody did something to me. I was feeling the type of way. I'm talking to my wife about it, like, man, I really feel like acting out, like, just spazzing, bro. Like, I'm a good person, bro. I did this from the kindness of my heart, and this have potential of messing up my life because I did something from the kindness of my heart for a friend, and like they don't even care. They ain't even apologize about what they did. They ain't even check on me. All they know was, hey man, can you make something else fall through? What? You didn't even straighten your first deal that you had with me. You got the nerve to ask me about making another deal fall through. You going bad mouthing my name. Hey, yeah, Willie did this. It's blatantly lying on me, and it's like, I felt some type of way. I did. And then my wife was like, just pray about it, whatever the case may be. So I said a prayer in my head. No kidding. Maybe we driving. Maybe we go down like a mile down the road or so. And all of a sudden I get a phone call from one of my other friends. Hey, you heard what happened to so-and-so? It's like, whoa. That's when God showed me, like, the true definition of letting go and letting him handle it. I let go, I let him handle it. Like, I truly let go and truly prayed and truly tell God that I forgive him. And a couple nights later, what he owed me, or however you want to say it, he ended up having to spend maybe 10 times more than what he owed me. And God put me in a situation where I could clear up that debt, and eventually there ain't gonna be no pressure. So it's like, I'm starting to learn the true definition of turn the other cheek. Like, now, I turn the other cheek. I turn the other cheek and really be confident in turning the other cheek. And I don't even have to see what happened to you because I got faith that God gonna handle that. God don't have to call me back. Hey man, I handled that for you. I leave it in your hand. I'm letting God lead. And like, another thing I had a problem with, like, my manhood. Like, bro, you not finna play with me. Bro, I'm a man, bro. I don't care how big you is, how small you is, who you is, what you got, bro. You not finna play with me. Like, one time we in the mall, I'm standing in line with my wife. A gentleman, I'm gonna call him a gentleman because I'm changed now, but back in the days I would call him something else. I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with my wife. You see me with my wife. Like, you disrespect, hey, how you doing? Like, trying to mac my wife right next to me. You see a ring on her finger, like, I'm not finna lie, I lost it. I lost it. I wanted to fight. But he wasn't man enough to fight, of course. I'm come outside, whatever the case may be. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to do none of that. But you man enough to holler at my wife. I don't know, because I was in the process of my transition, so I didn't look the same. I probably had on a button up, little not too tight pants, but dress pants. Like, I wasn't dressed in street clothes or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if he thought I was square or what, but it's still in me. Like, I don't play, bro. Like, don't play with me. Like, that was my attitude. Don't play with me. Like, bro, like, about my manhood, I die about my manhood. That used to be me. I die about my manhood. And then I felt so strongly about it. He didn't want to fight, this, that, the third. So I ended up, like, I was so heated. I probably said every cussing word in the book. Like, kids around, I didn't see no kids. I didn't see nobody. All I know, you poke me, I wasn't bothering. I'm big on you poke me, I don't bother you. You poke me, I got every right to do whatever I want to do because you poke me first. So you can't tell me I'm wrong. That's all I knew. That's what I felt. So I spoke to my wife about it. Spoke to my mom about it. They all seen where I came from. Yeah, that's disrespect. And I spoke to my mom about it. She was like, I mean, did he hit you? No, he ain't hit me, but he disrespect me. Okay, let me ask you a question. You would have fought him, you would have went to jail, whatever the case may be. Who gonna protect your wife and daughter? Who gonna provide for them? You're a businessman, right? What if one of your clients would have seen you acting up in the store? Like, what if you would have lost a client? And when she went to saying that, like, I couldn't really justify my actions. I couldn't really justify it. Like, I couldn't. I can't protect my wife in jail. What if I would have lost one of my big contracts? Like, I'm not trying to go backwards. So, and that being said, I had to realize with great power, with great privilege, with great blessings come great restraint. Like, you got to be able to restrain yourself to keep moving forward, to reach a certain bracket in life. Like, it takes great restraint. Nah, I mean, I'm with my wife, somebody, hey, dude, trying to put down on my wife. I might look at you and smile and just be like, look at this lame ass guy, man. It ain't finna bother me as much as it would before, or as much as I felt before. So, like, it's all about growth, and now I'm comfortable in that. And I mean, can't nobody really move me. I'm unmovable. That's what a king is. Like, can't nobody get me to drop my crown. Can't nobody get me to step off my throne and wanna Can't nobody do that to me no more. Man, that's growth. So I feel like I didn't even know what growth was till I knew God. When God came into play, and like, bro, I know what kind of connection I got with God, but it's supernatural because, bro, I'll be driving and I feel like God right in the passenger seat next to me. The roadblocks God been moving for me is like, science can't say, bro, I'm supposed to be, well, I started from where I'm at today, bro. I'm not supposed to be here, bro. Like, real talk, I'm not supposed to be here. I was always the cool guy or whatever. But where I'm at today, ain't nobody seen Willie getting married. Ain't nobody seen Willie being a businessman. Ain't nobody seen Willie actually running a business with his wife and it's actually like working. Like, couldn't nobody say they seen that for me, bro. All they seen was I ain't gonna say F up, but a F up. I ain't gonna lie, at one point I thought I was put on the earth as an example of what not to be. And like now, like, bro, I feel like I'm an example of everybody that feel like they would not to be. And you can be like this. Keep fighting, bro. Don't never give up. Like, believe in yourself. Get to know God. If you want something, write it down. Like, don't never let nobody tell you can't do nothing, bro. And I always listen. Big thing about being a king, you gotta know how to listen. You gotta know how to listen. The big thing about knowing how to lead, you gotta know how to listen. You got to, like, you might say something to me and I might not feel what you're saying, but I don't just tell you be quiet, shut up, or write you off. I'm gonna think about it. I might think about it 2-3 days. I'm gonna think about it from your perspective. I'm gonna think about where you could be coming from, and it might make sense later. I done had a few conversations where I had to double back around and be like, oh, you know what? I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna work on that, and I truly work on it. But if I don't get it, I don't get it. If I don't feel it, like, you can't just sway me by anything. But if it makes sense and I think about it and I see where you're coming from, and I see how it could make sense to improve my life or improve the people's life around me, I'm gonna acknowledge it and I'm gonna work on it. So that's another thing about being a man. Like, sometimes we think being a man is, I don't gotta listen to nobody. I got it. Like, bro, a man takes advice. A man listens to advice. Like, Like I listen. What's another thing I learned? A man gotta be like comfortable in the process. Comfortable in the process. Like you can't want everything right now. You can't want everything microwave 2-3 minutes is ready to go. It might take baking. It might take roasting. It might need to be smoked for a few days. Like today's society, we want, and I can't say today's society, but me personally, before this walk with God, I wanted everything right now. Like, oh, I need it today, more like yesterday. Make it happen. But once I start letting God lead, I'm not focused on the prize or the blessing. I'm just focused on the walk. I'm focused on God keeping me company and teaching me things as we taking this walk through life. Like, what else I need to know? What else I gotta improve on to get to the next level? I'm not so focused on the blessing. And once I stopped being focused on the blessing, that's when things started, my life started to propel, and I started to see myself around a group of people that I never thought I'd see myself around. Like just blessings on blessings on blessings. And I'm looking forward to things that, bro, I would have never thought I would have been looking forward to. Like, I'm not gonna speak on it right now. I'm gonna wait till it happens, and even when it happens, I still might not speak on it. But, bro, just know, God put me in positions and places that I never thought, at least I would reach, and then right around the corner. Like, God is real. With that being said, anybody that's looked down upon, anybody that feel like you example would not to be, anything that you try to do fail, don't work, keep trying. And the one thing I can say that I changed was getting to know God, like really getting to know Him. I knew of Him, but now I can say I know Him. Like, He right here with me right now as I'm doing this podcast. Like, just getting to know God. Like, when you know God, don't nothing be bad news. Don't nothing be bad news. You can tell me anything right now, and it's like I'm comfortable in it because I know who's leading. And another thing, like, I used to think you can be around certain environments because you a man, you strong, you could be around anything. I don't do it. I don't smoke no more. I don't do this no more. I could be around. I'm a man. You can't sway my what your name, and that's something further from the truth. As I grew up and as I learned, like, as you becoming a certain way, as you trying to reach certain goals, you might have to change your environment. You might have to cut some people off. It's not that I hate you. It's just I'm trying to reach somewhere, like, and I gotta be focused. I gotta execute. I gotta be precise. I gotta be like critical of myself. Like, even if it takes 1% that this might throw me off or might hinder me, like, ooh, it's out of here. Like, I used to smoke weed. Man. I used to probably smoke an eight to 2 a day, 8 to 7 a day. Like, bro, like, when I smoke weed, man, it'll have me too relaxed. I'd be so relaxed, man. 2 hours would go by. I missed 2 hours out of the day that I could have been working on my business. I could have been playing with my baby. I could have been tending to my wife. I could have been cooking. Could have been at the gym. I just wasted 2 hours of my life that I can't get back. So some people can work with weed. Some people can be productive on weed. But me personally, I couldn't. And I always felt like, I ain't want to give that up. But once I gave that up, I started to accomplish more things more faster. My mind more clear now, and I think more faster, and like don't hesitate. Not really late to stuff no more. It'll be times where I gotta go somewhere, I gotta smoke before I go, and I'll be 10 minutes late to a client's house. Well, it's like, what is you doing? Like, they're just messing up your money, but I didn't see that. So just knowing just knowing what it is that you struggle with, and being able to acknowledge it. And acknowledge that sometimes it's bigger than you. It might be, see, I can drink. It don't affect me like that. I can have a drink and not have another drink for 2 months from now. I don't crave this. I don't have to have a drink when I get off work. It's something to relax me. It's something that I do, but it don't affect me like weed. Like, don't make me lazy or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I have few beers now and then. That don't make me a bad person. And then another thing, like, don't try to hide who you was because who you is today. Because sometimes you might be missing the blessing that you can be to other people's life on hiding who you was for who you is today. And when I say that, it's like, okay, like I'm not scared to speak on I went to jail. I'm not scared to speak on I used to smoke. I'm not scared to speak on I used to be homeless. I'm not scared to speak on I used to live in a car. Sometimes when we get in a certain realm of life, we get so high to where I don't want to say that. I want to leave that out the story. But you never know the part that you leaving out the story. You never know who that could have touched. You never know the part of me being homeless. It might be somebody they call homeless right now and they looking at me today. Beautiful wife, daughter, nice house, cars. Like, oh, I can do that. Well, if I didn't show that I was homeless living in a car, you would feel like that's unreachable. Next video, I can't do that. But once you see the real and be like, oh, this dude was just like me. Sometimes people hide the just like me part when the just like me part can give somebody motivation that was just like you, that's going through something that you went through. Or if they just looking at you as a person and all they see is this clean cut person, no scars, no wounds, they just feel like, I can't do that. Well, how you know God ain't put you through all that as a testimony? As he might know this finna touch this person's life. He might know this finna do this finna make this person feel this type of way. This finna make this person get up and feel dry. Oh, I could do it too. He did it. So, yeah, he example. I didn't know you could sleep in the car and be up 4 months later, like, beautiful wife. But I didn't know that. I thought it was over for me. Like, sometimes people get up so high and they forget about where they came from. So I feel like something big on never forget where you came from. Don't never be ashamed of your story. It took me 4 months, 2 months, maybe 2 months to admit to people that I used to live in a car. Cause like that was something like, man, you don't want to. I used to live in a car. Like, bro, it ain't nothing cool. Like, that's a part of the story that I didn't want to express to nobody. I didn't want to tell nobody. Not even. It took me a while to even tell my wife I was homeless. Like, that ain't nothing I was proud about. That ain't nothing I was happy about. Like, no, I didn't want to speak on it till I started to get to know God and talk to God, and then he put it on my heart. Like, bro, like, you are cheating the people of what I showed you and what I gave to you. And you cheating the people. Like, God is a fisherman of men. Like, I'm supposed to be a fisherman of men. And me not telling my story, bro, man, like, my story make men feel like might change a man's life who's sleeping in the car. So that makes me a fisherman of men. If I'm not telling the story, how it went, how God blessed me, if I'm leaving out certain parts of the story where God blessed me, or I went through this, I don't want to tell that story because that might make me look a certain way, or people might look at me a certain way. I don't want to tell that part. Like, bro, God comes through in the ugliest of times, where if you make it look so beautiful, where's God work? Everything was happy dandy. Willie grew up. Willie never went to the hood. Willie never smoked weed. Willie never drank. Willie never went to jail. And he's just this wonderful person. Where you see God work? You don't see his work. You see his work in the transition. And if I'm hiding the transition, like, you don't know how many lives I'm just burying. You don't know how many people kill themselves because, hey, it's no hope for me. You don't know who you giving hope to during your trials or during the things you're embarrassed to speak on. Like, man, you gotta speak on it. If you don't believe in God, you gotta speak on it. You gotta speak on the ugly. You gotta speak on the good. You gotta speak on everything. Because if you don't, bro, they not finna get the whole picture. You gotta make sure men get the whole picture, because there's too many people going to hell because everybody wants to be selfish. Everybody want to give this persona that, oh, I got it, I always had it together. Like me, I'm not scared to show my wounds. I got a wound right here. I was homeless. I got a wound right here. I went to jail. I got another wound right here. I smoked weed. I got another wound right here. I used to skip school. I got another wound right here. I failed the drug test. I got another wound right here. I quit a job. I got so many wounds to where I'm not embarrassed to tell you because there's plenty of people with wounds just like me. And I want to know it's not over. It's not over. You can be a businessman. You can be a family man. You can change your life. Like, it's not over. And that's just what I'm big on. Like, just trying to be an example to the ugly, to the people that's down, that feel like nobody believe in them. I believe in you because I was you. I ain't scared to speak the truth because I was you. Like, that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm big on. Like, and like, you got to believe in God. That's the main thing. Like, I can't say it might happen with you for you without believing in God or whatever the case may be, whoever you believe in. But for me, I know who leads this boat. I know who propelled my life. Like, I know that. I know who will lead. Like, so anything, any blessings that you see me have, anything that you see me get, or you know me, you see the change, don't think it was me. Just know who leading now. And with that being said, I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. That was on my heart to speak to you about that today. So now I'm finna probably get in the kitchen and make me some meatloaf. Y'all know about that meatloaf and mashed potato. I'm drinking a little bit or not. I'm pre-gaming for my meatloaf. It's Friday, New Year. And another thing, write it down. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want. Whether it's a wife, whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's going to school, whether it's finished school, whether it's a degree, write it down. Write it down. Yeah, with that being said, I'm out. Everyone have a blessed day. Oh, y'all probably want to see my eyes. Y'all want to see my eyes. That's what I look like without shades. You know, I was talking with the glasses on. This is my first little podcast, whatever you want to call it. I was kind of nervous. I ain't want to looking over there. I was kind of nervous. Yeah, y'all see my eyes now. No, I ain't high, your brother. He probably still high. He probably smoking weed still. No weed. Yeah, man, I can smile now. I'm happy now. I was obese. That's gonna be another episode. Self-image. What you think of yourself? But yeah, I'm out. Decide way of living your way, and then God lead the way. Everyone have a blessed day, blessed night, depending on where you at. It's gonna be all right.